opportunity to convert the customer tenure into leasehold.
We handled with care and seriousness. One of the aspects of purchasing a property, especially birth property, is viewing the property. Viewing the property is one of the first steps purchasers take to generate interest, to make decisions to purchase. When you find a property you are interested in, inspect it in details. This means that you need to plan your visit very carefully and record all the pertinent information for future reference. It is important to be organized before you begin your viewing. This is also a step where the vendor or the agent takes you to view the property. If you know what to look for in advance, your inspection will be more productive. And organizing your viewing. Number one, keep a file of each of the property so that you can easily make reference to it later on and make a decision. The details on the file may include information such as property details, your observations, and any information relevant to the property such as valuation reports, if any, planning permission and applications, building approvals, and indeed they look at the copy of the title. Number two, never make a decision on one viewing. Always return to the property at a different time of the day or different day of the week to make sure that you get more information, because decisions are based on information. Please note, if the vendor or the seller is serious about selling the property, they know you're serious, and they will make sure that you view as many times as possible. Only unless there are tenants that may be inconvenienced. Number three, drive by the property when the vendor or the seller is not expecting you, to check whether anything is different, or maybe it was staged. Anything was staged during your viewing. Viewing is very, very important because there are a lot of the seller want to sell, the agent want to sell and make commission. So you need to be very careful. Number four, have a look at the neighboring properties and check to see whether there might be any problem in the area. Maybe there's a big problem, people are shifting and you're buying. People are relocating because of a general problem in the area. So you need to check around around the neighboring properties and see if there's not any major problem that's causing people to offload the properties. Number five, talk to the neighbors. Very often it's useful to neighbors, especially opposite the house, or those a little far along the road where the house is located, as they might have very interesting information to provide. Please note, don't ask directly about the property, but discuss the area. You may not know, maybe you're talking to a friend who also concealed information. Now we look at the other, when you meet the vendor or the agent, what they're going to ask, you need to prepare the questions to ask the vendor and or the selling agent. Before you embark on the viewing, think about how you can question the vendor or the selling agent. Please note or be aware that most people don't always tell the truth. So as the purchaser, an intending purchaser, you have some homework to do. In fact, I'm giving you some of the important, useful questions that you may ask the vendor or the selling agent. Number one, where are you selling the house or the property? Where are you moving to? Number three, is the property on title? How many years of lease are left? How much is the ground rent? Number four, is the property designated for residential purposes or commercial? Or is it a small dwelling? So these are questions you need to ask, because you are purchasing an investment that you need to put good use. One other very important issue here you need to know and be very 100% sure. Number five, is there vacant possession on the property? If you intend to let the property and it is already occupied by tenants, you need to understand the lease details of the existing tenants and how much they were paid and how much time remaining. Most importantly, if you intend to maintain them, request for the record of their consistency in paying the rent and also their behavior. So this is very important. This cannot be sorted out clearly by looking at the lease and the record of payment by tenants. So, listeners, customers, clients, this is very important information that you need to not to ignore, because most of the challenges or problems can be avoided by conducting the viewing in a very professional or very understanding. Some of the problems in the real estate transaction can easily be sorted out with understanding. So we are here to give the understanding. So this evening we'll look at viewing, we'll continue to look at other aspects that you need to consider before you make a purchase decision.
Did you know that Lusaka is among the fastest growing cities in the southern region? Did you know the city expansion is not scarcity, which presents opportunities to
Our sales executive will inspect the property and its extent. Based on the market trends, location, and condition, the sales executive may offer guidance on a suitable asking price. Step 4. Signing the mandate once everything is in order.
came to the office, but we're not ready to actually get to transact just now. And maybe others would say, no, I'll be ready next week or the other week. So all those were grateful because, like I said, the response was overwhelming. And for us, it just sent a message, or maybe gave us feedback of how much, of course, people still trust us with the many solutions that we're still trying to offer to the property market. And I can confirm, no, to say the visit on Saturday, roughly before we actually started off, we had almost about 27 confirmed to go with us on Saturday, of which not everyone, of course, came through.
We know.
It was a Saturday, yes. Others overslept.
After the events of Friday also.
Apparently others, of course, overslept because maybe they had one or two the previous day, and they were only calling when they were in curfew. And others, of course, that confirmed maybe we are late because maybe because of traffic here and there, or just other reasons that, of course, they had. But thankfully, we had a good number of 27, which is, let me say, maybe more than half that actually got to move with us on site and see these particular farm plots. And I would say in most times, we discuss farmland on radio. Others would just listen and say, "I know maybe and certain information which is current presented, they overlook it because they feel they know these particular areas." But most of those that we went with on the ground, I think the expectations were met because most of what we presented on radio and what we presented on the advert actually aligned, or maybe was exactly what they found on the ground. And then on our end, I think we feel we told the story of exactly what we are trying to present in Chiawa without exaggerations, because we are alive to the fact that most times, our friends in certain circles, of course, who are trying to sell property would try to make it with exaggeration, of which in most times we've avoided because we believe in being transparent. And most of those that went with us, of course, on the ground would attest to the fact that how the site was presented, how the distances were presented, and everything else was exactly as it was on the ground. And like I said, so many, of course, inquired online but couldn't come through to the office maybe to engage further, of which maybe as we go maybe forward, I would encourage those that maybe would be interested, maybe make that single call to just actually make a follow-up call so that you can get more information. Because like our CEO said, buying property is not a one-day thing where you just inquire and you just pay blindly just like that. And then others, of course, came through directly at the office without maybe making that call, of which I think for all that we're grateful and we don't take this lightly.
Mr. Zaza, just to put in my 2 cents worth on how this site visit went actually. You see, it was very, very interesting from the coordination of it, considering we had clients coming in from various sales agents, so to say. You see, it was clients coming in from Mr. Mbewe, Adrian, clients coming in from my end also, because each of us here has a clientele. And obviously, like we always say here, Horizon Properties has got 30 or so agents, and almost each and every one had a client that at least showed up or expressed interest until, of course, the point of showing up. And we had over 15 clients for this site visit. So it was a situation where, as you know, we have to go through Kafue Road, head out into Chirundu Road, and obviously we proceed on that way. So the people that were coming from, of course, Kafue, we can't tell them to come to the office and then head out the same way. That does not make any physical sense or any pliable knowledge, so to say. Then we had others in Makeni. So we're meeting also along the way. As we were heading out, we're meeting people also. And then, what is that? What do you call that?
Convoy.
Yeah, the convoy kept growing as it was going. So it was very, very interesting. And you must realize also, Chiawa is a quiet place. You see, these are where the indigenous people are living, Manje. Okay, so come back to Swakumunzi, but yeah.
But there were also those that were in Chiawa already.
Oh yes, interesting. So now the idea is that, not the idea, but what happened is that now we're heading out out to the site, Mr. Zaza. And then manje bantu baona mamotoka manje. So it then became also a situation where like, whoa, what's happening here? Signs obviously saying that Ndala need development in area. But also when we got on the ground, or rather when we're heading out to the site, we also found that, you know what, Bantu Ambo 7 Zamanja on the ground. The road network is starting to also be worked on that leads to the site. So we saw that the heavy machinery, the bulldozers had been there, and obviously working on the road. The next part is in the gravel and flatten that base so that it's even better than it is. So all these developments also. And then what was also interesting, it was also how lively this site visit was. Mr. Zaza, it wasn't a site visit where Tapeleka went to a tattoo, a really 5, you know. So it was 15 clients coming from different areas, and all of them now putting their 2 cents worth. On my way there, I hopped onto the client's vehicle. I had no idea how knowledgeable this lady was. There was, of course, a man, there were 2 men in the vehicle and the lady. I had no idea how knowledgeable this lady was of the area. So now, this is where we're even prepared that when we get on the ground, we'll tell clients about this other road and whatnot, using the Mikambo, and then you come this way. No, guess what? Nafika pa ground, Nambonkalazi, she's the one taking over now. No, we went through this road, the road is not so bad, and I'm like, obviously we've got different temperaments, because I mean, it's a little rough for me, and she's saying it's not so bad, she's more adventurous and everything. But then she's also explaining to the other people so that they can see it, not from my point of view or Mr. Adrian's point of view. Because we're salespeople. They might say, no, you're embellishing, you're, you know, making things seem a little bit better than they are. And yet they were able to see the site from their perspectives on each other's sides and everything. And it was also a refresher on us, on our side, saying, okay, look, this client is saying, my possible use for this is obviously to create a ranch. I want to do cattle. Then I'm going to come back, no. On my way here, I saw a lot of goats, so this area speaks to me in that regard. Others were saying, because it's virgin farmland and the indigenous trees are here, you know what, I want to do farming and all of this and all of that. Others, of course, Benzokamba many lines of land banking. But interestingly, obviously I'm not allowed to mention clients' names and whatnot. I got on the ground and then this client was like, yeah, the guy on the radio and whatnot, and I was like, okay, yeah. And then Mbokamba, you remember that saying that you say, what is it about? And then he obviously said parts of it, and then I had to correct him on how to say, don't wait to buy land and wait. And then he obviously then goes about saying his wife pushed him to get to see the land, and his wife was also there. So these are people that are obviously making payment on the very same land, and we heavily appreciate how lively this site visit was. And of course, it couldn't have been what it was without each and every client that was there. And Mr. Adrian, when are we having the next site visit for those that, okay, Lazakambachi wants that to be a surprise, so we'll leave that for him. So for those that obviously didn't make it through, Mr. Adrian is going to step into that and give us the day that they can view. And for those that also want to view still, we still have portions. They are very limited. This site visit was big, a number of plots were offloaded. So, of course, we shall give you the respective numbers, and Mr. Adrian will step in to give you the respective date as to when we're going to have the next visit. We are looking forward to it, and we want it to be as lively as it was, and surely you have an appreciation, a physical appreciation, like the other clients did this last Saturday.
All right. We're going to take a little short break for the headlines at 19 hours. We will continue. Obviously, more reaction, obviously, on this site visit that you had on Saturday. Do stay tuned.
Order. You, the vendor, will sign a mandate agreement officially authorizing us to market and sell the property on your behalf. Step 5. We start marketing your property. After the mandate is signed, our team begins the marketing process immediately, listing your property on various platforms and reaching out to potential buyers. Let us help you sell with confidence, transparency, and professionalism. Call us on +260 211 260422 or +260 211 226 Horizon Properties, the real property merchants. Want to list with us? Here's how to get started. Step 1. Call or visit our offices to express your interest in listing your property with us. Our friendly team is ready to guide you through the process and answer any questions you may have. Step 2. Schedule a property inspection. We'll assign one of our experienced sales executives to visit and assess your property. You can either pick up the agent from our office or arrange a convenient meeting point. This step helps us understand the property's location, features, and condition. Step 3. Property assessment and price advice during the inspection. Our sales executives will inspect the property and its extent. Based on the market trends, location, and condition, the sales executives may offer guidance on a suitable asking price. Step 4. Signing the mandate once everything is in order. You, the vendor, will sign a mandate agreement officially authorizing us to market and sell the property on your behalf. Step 5. We start marketing your property. After the mandate is signed, our team begins the marketing process immediately, listing your property on various platforms and reaching out to potential buyers. Let us help you sell with confidence, transparency, and professionalism. Call us on +260 211 260422 or +260 211 226 Horizon Properties, the real property merchants. Want to list with us? Here's how to get started. Step 1.
Of Horizon Properties. Now, before we took the break there, we were obviously talking about the Chiawa site that took place on Saturday and maybe some of the feedback that you got, maybe let's continue with those interactions. Now, from the site visit that you had, and maybe some of the interactions that you had obviously during this visit, what is some of the feedback that stood out most, and what lessons did Horizon Properties take away from that experience? And are there more site visits like this one that have been planned, say in the future, next month as well? Or are we looking at next year, or is it too soon?
Okay, it's not too soon, because for us, I think visits happen almost on a daily basis to these particular areas. But for visits like the one we had on Saturday, which is, I don't call them grand, because when we're planning, I think we plan for groups, so that of course we can get a number of people on site, get to view and conclude. For those ones, in most times, we plan them way ahead. Like for this Chiawa site visit, I think it was planned a week before. And right now, based on the response that we had on Saturday, we're likely to have another one. Because the idea is let those that viewed on Saturday be serviced fully. So once we conclude with those, and then we'll be in a position, of course, to organize another site visit to, of course, Chiawa. Because the idea is not to go to site with clients before the other clients that we took on Saturday, of course, get to finalize on their transactions. And Coming to the interactions, I think the interactions that we had on Saturday, I think what stood out the most, I think, was the reception from the Chiawa people. Like Rotanga said, you know, he got to Chiawa area before all of us. I was with the last group that went inside, so he got their area and of course interacted with a number of people. And what stood out, I think, was the reception. How warm, I would say, the people are around compared to other areas, of course, that we've gone to. Because, you know, you go to certain areas, maybe you're selling land, someone's selling here, or maybe we're selling these farms, and you're able to see, even on people's faces, say, I want so happy.
But I think we might have overmarketed this area, and this is not quite what they expected.
Yeah, but even the local people, like he said, we're happy. The reception was good. We had one of the clients, of course, who already has something in Chiawa. They were there. They are still there right now. Actually, come to view because of what was presented. So, and I think this is in a case where you hear him say, this is someone who, when we got on site, took over and started to explain the area better, if at all those are the right words. Someone actually gets to say more than, because in certain times when we're advertising like this or we're marketing like this, we avoid our pages, which is already, or maybe our page, which is already Properties Limited on Facebook, and then we'll definitely get the new data.
All right. Let me bring in Derek as he's part of our consortium, as Rutanda has put it there. Derek, many listeners are always asking about plots. And maybe I must say, what residential plots are available right now through Horizon? And why should someone make the move today instead of waiting?
Okay, let me dive straight into what we have, Nono. We do have plots in the Green Village. So the Green Village is our flagship in terms of the gated communities that we have currently running. So the Green Village is located in Silveres Extension. That is just about 20 kilometers from the airport roundabout through the Greatest Road as you head to Chomwe. Miles somewhere there. So our site, if you are familiar with the Great North Road, when you reach the Mount Mero feeding station, you stay true to your right. So once you branch off the Greatest Road, you just drive about 2.7 kilometers off the Greatest Road. There we have the 30 by 30 plots. This is actually a very beautiful site. Development has already started taking shape. People have actually started moving into their houses just within the site. So once you get there, you actually can begin to develop because people are building as we speak. So there we've got the 20 by 30 plots going for 75,000 kwacha. Away from Katuba, we have also plots in Chivombo. Chivombo, we have the 20 by 30 plots on title, just about 1.5 kilometers from the Chivombo Civic Center. So there we've got 20 by 30 plots going for 45,000 kwacha. So if you want to invest, you are doing land banking, this is a site that you need to invest into because you are getting a 20 by 30 plot just about 45,000 kwacha only on title. So away from Chivombo, we also have plots in Kafue. Like we have always said, that right now, if you want to buy land, don't really focus on the distance, because if you're focusing on distance, we've got foreigners that are actually buying huge chunks of land in areas where we as locals feel we cannot stay, but people are buying land there and they're staying there. So Kafue, we have people actually that are working in Lusaka, but they're living in Kafue. So if you're looking for residential plots in Kafue, we do have actually the 20 by 30 plots in Kafue Estate, which is in C7. So there we've got plots that are going for 75,000 kwacha. Then away from Kafue, we also have plots in Stumbeko. Stumbeko actually it's very interesting because we have got 50 by 50 plots in Stumbeko going for 25,000 kwacha. And these are plots that are on title. So away from the 50 by 50 plots in Stumbeko, we also have 1 acre plots within the same site. These are going for 38,000 kwacha on title. So for Stumbeko, the Stumbeko site actually, you drive through the main Mungwa Road, and then you branch off from Stumbeko Market. So from Stumbeko Market, actually, you just drive about 17 kilometers inside. that is where our site is. This site is a beautiful site with two sizes of plots, 50 by 50, going for 25,000 kwacha on title, and also 1 acre plots going for 38,000 kwacha. So these are some of the sites that we currently have, but I would like also to make mention that we do have residential plots in different locations. Okay, those that we may be selling on behalf of our clients, and those that maybe due to time we may not mention here, but we do have actually a huge catalog of residential plots. So if you're looking for a residential plot, please come to Horizon Properties. We actually have payment terms, and also you can actually buy a plot whilst you're paying in installments. So if you're looking for a residential plot, please do call us on 077 9707 215. I'll repeat the number, 077 9707 215. That number is also on WhatsApp. Do send us a message on WhatsApp, and we'll be glad to be of help.
Thanks so much, Derek. Lutanda, let me bring you back in. I always say this is your area of expertise, even though sometimes you refuse. Mentioned houses in the past, both complete and incomplete. Can you break down what options Horizon Properties currently has with them?
Mr. Zaza, for the incomplete houses, hopefully we have enough time for them. I just wanted to, because this is the hot listing section, I just wanted to bring in the hot properties that we have, and then we can move on to the incomplete and the complete houses. We have something that has come up in Makeni West, which is a 50 by 40 plot. This is a 2,000 meter square plot, which is 2.7 kilometers off Mumbwa Road, turning off Mumbwa Road at Oryx Filling Station, or people might know the Kasamu Trust School that used to be there. That is the point of turning off Mumbwa Road and moving only 2.7 kilometers off Mumbwa Road. What we have here is, of course, 50 by 40 plots. There are only two that already have power on site and are going at 395,000 kwacha. So Makeni West 50 by 40 plots are going at 395,000 kwacha, only 2.7 kilometers from Mumbwa Road, turning off Oryx Filling Station. So what we also have, we're going to go now to Silverest, where we have a 65 by 35 plot. This plot is, of course, on title and 1.8 kilometers from Great East Road at the point of Unilas, of course. This plot is going at 1.3 million kwacha, and it is located 1 kilometer from the tarred road and 800 meters on the tarred road, and only a total distance of 1.8 kilometers from Unilas. It is obviously very good for building boarding accommodation, but of course it provides a lot of space for, of course, making it your residential place. You can build your home right there too. Then another place that tickled my interest, so to say, is the 2.6 acres that we have in 9 miles. This 2.6 acres in dimensions, you would say it's a 105 by 100 meter plot. It is only 800 meters from Road, branching off from St. Eugene University, so making it again very, very usable for both residential and boarding accommodation. It is only going for 1.5 million kwacha. So again, this property does have developments. It has a caretaker house, storage rooms, and it is already connected to Zesco Power, has a borehole and hand pump right on site. So this is something that people really need to look into, and it would be very heavy on me to leave without saying the Chaminuka 5.2 acres that we have, which is only going at 590,000 kwacha. So in Chaminuka we have 5.2 acres, which is going at 590,000 kwacha, and the point of which you turn off that gravel road is right before you reach Chaminuka, and you turn to the right and move only 5 kilometers off that gravel road. Power is already on site, at least it's in close proximity, and you have this plot. It is on title, going at 590,000 kwacha, 5.2 acres, 5 kilometers from Chaminuka Resort. Maybe to bring in something small also is the Minwood Ndeke Phase 2 plot that we have, which is a 21 by 20 plot, 500 meters from the tarred road, going at 385,000 kwacha. What you find once on site is that it is fenced on 3 sides, and has a hand pump that is already installed and power is already on site. So these are the listings that I had for you in the hot listings, Mr. Zaza.
All right, thank you so much. Now, obviously, I know we are closer to 9 minutes of the show this evening. When you talk about site visits, and maybe when you think about it, do site visits help clients understand your products better as compared to them just seeing something that is running online or maybe on your Facebook page, or maybe they just heard an ad that played on radio? How would you explain this?
I think we've always mentioned that it's impossible that you should buy land through a computer, because if you're going to buy land simply because you saw an advert and you decide that, okay, let me just purchase, and you go ahead and make payment, I think that is the more instance why this show, our CEO always endeavor to go an extra mile to explain different topics, different issues that actually emerge whenever people are doing transactions in the real estate sector. Because if you are going to say you see an advert, because usually these are adverts that are created by human beings, obviously through marketing and other things. So you find that you can have a property that is being advertised online and you are attracted to it, you want to make a payment. But when you go on the ground, you find that what is presented online and what is on the ground, it is totally different. So it is always important that before you make a decision in terms of you paying for a property, it is just ideal that you go on the ground. You are able to actually look at the property. Are the features that are being presented online truly reflects what is on the ground? Is there any information that you can find out from the dealing agent that you're having on hand? Are you able to verify the true owners of that property, maybe through asking neighbors? Are you able to actually validate the information that you have been given in terms of the status of that property that you want to buy? So usually we always encourage people that you can always understand better our products if you are on the ground. That's why we always endeavor, in as much as people now are free to buy properties through Horizon Properties, those that are in the diaspora that just send money and they secure properties, which they know our capacity to actually deliver on what we advertise. But we are always open to people that they can engage back home. It can be friends, it can be relative, it can be just someone that they know, to say, okay, I want to purchase this property, but would you go there and verify if truly this property exists? Okay, so that fact, it actually helps us to enable our clients understand the products that we present. Because as we speak now, we may be speaking like as Horizon Properties, but this information is ideal for people that are even considering to buy properties elsewhere, because you cannot buy land through a computer. Because once you do that, the chances of you being scammed are very high. Okay? Because you need to verify and to ascertain in what condition is this property. That's why once our people, when these agents go out with clients, because of the information, the training that we undergo, we are able to explain and make our clients understand our products better. And by the time they're making the decision now to act in terms of transacting, they would have actually known that, okay, this is the property that I'm buying, this property is in this condition, this is what I need to know in terms of paperwork, this is what I need to know about the vendor, this is what I need to know about, if it is, for example, if you're buying for a business, this is what you need to know about whatever investment that you are doing in terms of the returns, if you are to invest, if it is a rental, in terms of you renting it out, how much can you be getting from that property? Because you can only ascertain these issues when you're on the ground. And it is very easy for you because you have got a one-on-one conversation with the agent that you are dealing with. Because if, for example, you are speaking through a social media platform, the information that can be given to you can be limited. But if you are on the ground, you having a conversation with an agent, it is very easy for you to actually dig deeper and get more information within the shortest possible time that you can be on the ground, and you are able to make an informed decision. I know Rutanda has something else.
Mr. Zaza, just a bit. You see, this takes us back to the issue of what you ordered versus what you got, Mr. Zaza. So what we are ordering, ladies anyway, for men it would be shoes or wristwatch or whatever it is. You see it via Facebook or whatever internet platform, and then you order it, and then what comes is something else. Property or any other thing can be embellished or made to look better than it is via pictures or whatever issues, just somebody telling you about it. So you do need to get on the ground physically. This is something that cannot be done without. Of course, there are very reputable places such as Horizon Properties that most people have done business with. So they know about a reputation, they know about how our agents will not embellish information concerning the kilometers and whatever other information concerning a property. But it is paramount that you get on the ground, because you don't want that part to make the full picture, the 360 picture, incomplete. That is very paramount that you get on the ground.
Okay. Real quickly, many people have been listening to the show this evening. They may be interested to pass through the office tomorrow. Where can they find you? How can they contact you?
Mr. Zaza, we have 3 places where we can be found. We can be found in Woodlands, which is also our construction and head office, construction division and head office. This is along Chindo Road, right opposite Woodlands A Primary School. And then again, keeping true to Chindo Road, this time in Kavlonga, just after Melissa, you find our offices on Kavlonga Shopping Complex. This is shop number 8 along Chindo Road. And then again, of course, we're found in town on the alley behind Lusaka Hotel. We can be contacted on the numbers. For our Kavlonga office, the number to contact is 0211 260422. That's for our Kavlonga office, and our town office number to contact is 0211 226902. And of course, we can be contacted via Facebook, where you simply type in the handle Horizon Properties Limited or Horizon Green Village Project, and you get to see everything related with the Green Village Project. And if you wish to, of course, contact me, my number is 0977 800 203. That is 0977 800 203. And I shall be able to take you through whatever properties considering Chiawa and beyond, and make sure you get that property that you want, or at least list with us.
Okay. Your closing remarks, Adrian, and what should people look out for?
I think what I would say is people need to check out our pages, because most of the times what we share on radio is just a fraction of what we have available for sale. And most of the information, of course, is given on our pages, which may benefit you in one way or another. And I would want to urge the listeners to, of course, like Horizon Properties Limited on Facebook, which is our main page, or Horizon Properties Limited Farmlands page, which is a page specifically dedicated for farmland, or Horizon Properties Limited residential uploads page. So, or the Green Village, Horizon Green Village project page. So those pages will give you all the information that you need, of course, with regards to our products, any upcoming promotions, or site visits, whatever you need. And if you have any questions, contributions, or comments with regards to what was discussed on radio tonight, or anything concerning real estate, the presentation, of course, by our CEO, what you need to do is send us an email to info@horizonproperties.com, and of course, we're going to attend to those queries.
All right, gentlemen.